Hello, I'm Maddie,
Karina.
and this is Everything But the Fairy Tale Sink. Today's episode, we are going back to the good old US of A, and we are talking about the New York urban legend of Cropsey. It will be another short episode, which I think is okay because we have some longer episodes coming up in the future, so we're taking a nice little break. Also, I've realized when I edit, like sometimes I'm like this, it's because I'm like making fists and then like putting it like on the couch so it like locks it, and then I have weird shoulders, but it was just funny to notice while I was editing.
Actually, I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're filming this early morning again. We're both pretty sleepy. Are we
It's
doing
one of those
recommendations?
days. Yes. Do you have yours?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna go first. My recommendation of the day, because it's right here, is the Bitty Boomer speakers off of Amazon. They're cheap and they're good and they're cute. So,
Wow.
looking for a good apartment speaker, I'll recommend that.
Actually, I might do that. I might actually take one of your recommendations.
Hey, they have Disney ones. You'd like this.
I've taken one of your recommendations before though, because I started watching Kendall Ray.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Anyways,
great.
my recommendation is, you know those half price bouquets they have at like Fred Meyer or just any grocery store that are like flowers that are not doing so great so they can't be sold at full price? Go out and buy yourself one of those. I've bought a lot of them, and it's just like a nice extra pop of color. Wow, I'm getting that sexy raspy voice today.
Oop, oop.
Good morning. But yeah, so I've just been getting them, and it's been like a nice extra pop of color in the apartment. So
Nice.
yeah.
All right, we ready?
Yes. So before I get into it, I just want to preface that this episode will be a little different than what we usually do because, quite honestly, it was very hard to find information that was not linked to a real-life serial killer. So I will be covering the legend as much as I could find, and then I will cover the serial killer. So we're getting into a little bit of real life here, which we don't usually do, but it's necessary to understand the full scope of what I'm talking about today.
So I have a serious question before we start.
Mm-hmm.
To look on the list of serial killers that if you had the chance you would punch in the face, like how high would this guy rank?
Pretty high.
Nice.
Pretty high. Yeah. Anyways, so we are going to New York because I don't know why. The East Coast just has some interesting urban legends because I've covered Pennsylvania, and the episode that actually comes out today on the day that we're filming is West Virginia. And then now we're in New York.
You know what? Someone should make a parody of Hamilton. It's like in New York, you can be a new urban legend. I am not good enough at songwriting to do that, but somebody please.
Wow. Anyways, so the specific area of New York that we are going to today is Staten Island, because Cropsey is essentially Staten Island's boogeyman, although his name after the events of the 1970s are much more well-known everywhere now. So, yeah. And then while I was researching this, it was actually very hard to find information about the urban legend itself, because much of that has been like pushed to the back burner after this guy decided to be a horrible human being. So, anyways, parents would use Cropsey to tell their children to stay close to home, as we see with a lot of boogeymen. You know, you don't want your kids going too far away. So instead of saying be safe, you say a scary clown man will kidnap you.
Oh God, is this a clown?
Yes and no.
I thought it was a really intimidating stalk of corn.
Yes.
No, I'm not kidding. That is literally my mental image.
Oh,
the fact that it's a
no.
clown makes it so much worse.
See, I don't know if it's a clown, but a lot of the art I see is of a clown. But we're not talking about a stalk of corn.
Okay.
This is not Nebraska. I'm sure Nebraska.
I'm still gonna imagine it because it's gonna make me happy.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so some stories say that this Cropsey escaped from an abandoned asylum on Staten Island and would go around and bring children back to his asylum and kill them. Some stories say he had a hook for a hand. Others say he carries a bloody axe. But either way, you don't want to cross him.
Fair enough.
And he would get like younger children who were like more prone to being idiots and going off on their own, Anyway, so Cropsey was actually the inspiration for a 1981 movie called The Burning. And, Cropsey is a very, like, the whole hooked hand or bloody axe figure is very commonly seen in slasher movies, from Scream to I Know What You Did Last Summer to, a lot of my favorite old slasher movies play into this trope of a scary person with a hook or an axe. So, yes. And then in 2009, a documentary was also made about Cropsey, which tied in the real experience and the urban legend. So these ghost hunters went to Staten Island and tried to find Cropsey in the area that he is said to lurk in, which I don't know why you would do that. I always feel like urban legends have like a little more truth to them. So it's always like something that I would mess with less,
Yeah, though then again, you also said that you would go like knock
I've
on
said
the
it.
bridge.
I've said I'd do a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold you to one of those one day. From a distance, because I don't want to be in
I will support you from back here.
Yeah. I was over on the bench.
Wow. How many John Mulaney references do we throw in here?
A lot.
Anyways, so now we're going to get into when Cropsey became real. And I just want to give a brief overview of, we're discussing a serial killer, so there will be some disturbing content. And going back to your thing, he is very high on my list of serial killers I dislike because his target was children.
Instantly makes him a terrible person.
Yep.
I mean, serial killers are inherently terrible people.
Yeah, but this is worse.
Children.
And just another general disclaimer, I don't really want to talk about this, but it is necessary because I will be talking about mistreatment of the mentally handicapped and disabled. So yeah, not a fun topic, but necessary to cover to paint the picture that I am trying to paint here.
Yeah.
That didn't make much sense.
I know.
So anyways, in the 1970s, a man by the name of Andre Rand began kidnapping children, and he worked as a janitor for the Willowbrook State School, which was a terrible school. It was a school for the mentally handicapped, specifically for mentally handicapped children. And it came under fire many times for mistreatment of the children because it was the 1970s and we didn't truly understand many, many things. And I won't get into it very much. But thankfully, in 1987, the school was closed down because so many people had complaints of it that they just thought, better safe than sorry, we'll shut down. So Andre Rand, because he was a janitor at this school, had access to children. And 5 children were kidnapped between 1972 and 1987. So in the time that he was working there and the time that the school shut down. And the first 4 children were never found, but the final victim, who, I'm sorry, Jennifer Schweiger, who was a 12-year-old, was found. And Rand was obviously arrested and charged with the murders. And if you want to look more into that, I don't really know why you would, but there are a lot of sources on it. I just didn't want to cover it too much because that's not what we talk about here. Yeah. And I didn't want to steer too far off our usual track.
Plus, it's honestly very depressing.
Plus, it's an extremely
we're starting our day.
Extremely depressing. I almost said developing for some reason. But it's not a fun thing to talk about, so we won't get too in-depth on it. But yeah, that is all I have. Like I said, it was a very short episode, but
nice. I don't know if nice is the right word.
Yeah, no, short and sad.
Yeah.
Short and spooky? Short and spookies.
I will say, like, I'm just kind of thinking about us in this context of, like, I am going into developmental psych, you're going into criminal psych.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 of us would just pummel this guy. You'd hold him down, I'd smack him with a stalk of corn. That's the necessary part. The corn is necessary.
You know how sometimes we put like out of context pictures on our Instagram? A stalk of corn
absolutely
will be in this.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. No,
anyways,
don't hurt kids.
Don't. Or Karina and I will come after you.
And pummel you with a stalk of corn.
We'll send, let me check my list. We'll send like a really creepy thing after you.
You'll end up like Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua. Snitches end up in ditches. See, I worked it in. I worked it in that time.
That actually worked this time. Good job.
Thank you.
Well,
what's up next?
Coming up next week is the Inuit legend of Kalupalik, which is going to be another short and sweet one. Well, sweet might not be the right word, but yeah, another short, kind of spooky one. All right. Wishes for our viewers this week. Ow, my back. That your back doesn't hurt. Yeah, I'm doing the thing where my back is tweaking because I've been sleeping weird for a few days. Don't do that. My wish for you is that you don't do that.
Fun. My wish is a very simple wish. My wish is that because this episode would be coming out over the summer and the weather's getting very hot, that you drink enough water because hydration is important. Hydrate, don't hydrate.
Fair enough. I think that brings us to the end.
Yes, it does. But before we get into that, incentive, because I'll just give it at the end of every episode. So if we hit 50 followers on Instagram and 50 subscribers on YouTube, I will buy one of those giant life-size cardboard cutouts of Loki, and he will live in the background of the videos because why not? And if we hit 100, Karina will buy a giant One Direction tapestry that will hang behind her.
No. I am not spending $60 on that. I will spend $60 on that when we're getting ad revenue and I can afford it, but I have to get groceries. So no. My incentive is when we hit 100.
Actually, a friend of mine told me that if we hit 100, we should get Thor. So you should buy a Thor cardboard cutout.
That's another thing. I still need groceries. And I am
don't think I do.
You're thirsty for Tom Hiddleston, Madison.
I'm cutting that. You bully.
You're like, he already a snack. Who needs to
Anyways, shut up. Oh my god, you're fired again.
Can't fire me.
Yeah, I can.
I'm making the website. No, you can't fire me until the website comes out.
You know what I can do? Is I could just take the videos that I lead and cut you completely out of it.
That would be so depressing for you.
I'll do it. I'm also realizing that if people are going to see this part, they need context, which means I need to incriminate myself. We're no longer allowed to film in the mornings.
We're gonna have to. I have no other time than the mornings.
I know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way through, hooray. I'm proud. Wow, I sound really excited. Karina just sucked all the energy I had out of me.
I haven't even had coffee yet.
Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel and go follow us on Instagram and TikTok if Karina remembers to ever post on said TikTok.
Soon. I'm actually planning one for this weekend.
Hooray!
Yes.
And then, wow, you bully me and then my brain's like, La La Land.
Oop. All right.
Yeah, we will see you. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next week. I already worked snitches end up in ditches into the episode, so there's no need to yell it at the end. Goodbye.